Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This video might just be for you if you have been struggling with body acceptance, self-belief, anxiety, low self-esteem, and maybe you've had the thoughts of, I just don't know where to begin, or I don't think I will ever love myself. Maybe your daily inner narrative is around how much you dislike yourself or that you wish you were someone else. You know, these thoughts and these feelings that we have, they can feel so overwhelming, and they can feel like they are just taking over your whole life, that nothing will ever change. So I wanted to start this little series of around somatics and creativity for these topics. I wanted to start with, where do we begin? How do we begin? We are all different. We are all beautifully unique. And this is kind of like an umbrella. Everyone will have a different need and a different way in and route, and this is why I do one-to-one work, and that really works well because we can focus on that really personalized support. But that umbrella can be a really great starting point for many of us, all of us. I wanted to kind of start with, right, here's a tool or a practice that you can do, but actually, you know, somatics doesn't work like that. First step is acknowledgement, awareness of where you are right now, maybe acknowledging where you've been and the experiences that you've had. Again, this really depends on you as a person, and if you have had some previous struggles that you know, maybe you just don't want to go back to thinking about that, that's fine. You don't have to dive into the story. With somatic coaching, we focus on the now. We acknowledge that life experiences have happened. That's made you who you are and got you to where you are now. But let's see what's possible for you moving forward. We focus in on, where am I? Not in a judgmental way, but we build awareness of how you feel, how you speak to yourself, because you might have this daily negative inner narrative and not actually realize that that's happening, because it's just become part of your everyday. It's a bit like if you've ever picked your fingers, picked your skin, or, you know, twizzled your hair, or like, it's kind of those things that we do that have just become habitual and ingrained in us. But we can build awareness around the fact that we're doing it, and when we build awareness and we acknowledge what's happening and how we are and how we're feeling and our life circumstances, we can start to make changes. We can't change what we're not aware of. And this is a way of just starting to flip the switch and the narrative, and we're not jumping straight into, I love myself and I love this about myself and that, because that can feel very jarring and uncomfortable, and that might it might feel fake. And actually there is something on a deeper level that won't necessarily change. So we can say it in our heads, and or like out loud, and but not actually feel it on a nervous system level. Depending on where you are in your personal circumstances can impact how you start to build your relationship with yourself, how long that is going to take, the explorations that you use, the modalities that you pick up and use, for example, yoga. Yoga can be a wonderful, and it is a wonderful way of building a mind-body connection and helping us feel strong in our bodies, or flexible, or building up that appreciation for ourselves. But maybe that's not for you because you go to a class and you compare yourself to the person next to you. The invitation, if you are starting out on a body or self-acceptance journey, is to gently reflect on where you are right now, your current situation, how far you've come, how you are now, the voice in your head, whether that is yours or someone else's, building awareness around how often you speak down to yourself or when you compare yourself to others. Do you feel worse after being on social media? Maybe someone who is supposed to care about you makes snide comments that makes you feel bad, but maybe you don't feel strong or empowered enough to talk to them about it or say, no, that's not okay. This happens a lot in family and friend dynamics. Start being curious and remember that not every practice and tool out there will be for you. If you need to ditch that yoga class for a little bit and really ground yourself in the movement that feels good in your body, or just allowing yourself that time on, that space for yourself to start to feel and sense inwards rather than that external, what's everybody else doing, or oh, that person's going to be looking at me in downward dog, or all of these are really real, true feelings, so I'm not downplaying them at all. What can you do if you're doing something that is making you feel worse? How can you just start to pick those bits out? Like maybe you set a timer for social media and you get one of those blockers, because we can go into a spiral even worse. We might just pick up our phone, have a little scroll, and then before we know it, we are hooked into that person who really makes us feel bad about ourselves. And that's not their fault. It's not about them, but what can you do? Oh, I've picked up my phone. Awareness. Oh, I've gone to that account that I know makes me feel bad. Okay, let's put that to one side. It's not about judging or shaming yourself or anything like that, but being curious. Maybe you like a gratitude practice. This can be a very, very helpful starting point. If you're writing things down and you're feeling a little numb, or you're writing it down but your mind is somewhere else, as you're writing it you don't really believe it, maybe that's not for you right now. You could try saying it out loud. So rather than writing it down, you could actually physically, somatically feel the words coming out of your mouth and the vibration. And you just start with something that is small. Doesn't have to be a declaration of love for yourself, but just something that in this moment I'm grateful for this, for my jumper, because it makes me feel warm and cozy. We can feel the vibrations in your mouth, your head, your throat. Maybe even see how that resonates through the rest of your body. And this is how we start to build up somatic awareness. So we go from being in the head and in our minds of, okay, I know this, I'm aware of this, I know exactly why I feel this way. We go from here and we go into the body. We start to build up this somatic awareness so that we can start to feel and sense what's happening for us on a body level. So when that tension kicks in, we know something is impacting me here, or something is, my nervous system is having a response to something. And then we can choose something nurturing for ourselves, something nourishing. We might get outside. But this first bit in here on this journey, and this is just my opinion, is about taking the pressure off. taking the pressure off quick fixes or self-love your way into self-acceptance. Again, nothing wrong with that. It works for so many people, but some of us just aren't there. How do we get from I really hate myself to there are parts of me that I love, or I love myself entirely? Take the pressure off this idea of this perfect relationship with yourself, because that can hold us back. Like, oh, I'm not there yet. I still say this negative thing about myself, or I still look in the mirror sometimes and think, oh, I look tired. Or take the pressure off the need for it to be this perfect relationship with yourself, because we're human. We are human, and there are going to be days when, yeah, we feel really tired and we look in the mirror and we go, ugh. But rather than spiraling, we can start to choose a compassionate path of, oh, I look tired and I feel tired. Maybe I had quite a bad sleep. No wonder I'm feeling a little tired today. What could I do to support myself? Maybe I'll just make sure that I'm really hydrated today and I'll get an early night. We're choosing the compassionate path, the curious path, rather than the self-destructive path. So as we come to a close, I'd like to invite you into a short somatic exploration, and that is to place one hand on your shoulder, so maybe up here, top of the shoulder, close to the neck if that feels comfortable. If not, just kind of around the shoulder area. Allow this shoulder to relax, so we're not kind of bunching it up and tensing. We're just holding on to our shoulder. And just take a moment to settle into your breath, or you might take a breath in and let it out. You might have naturally taken a sighing breath. We'll just add a little gentle squeeze, a gentle pressure. Now you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or lower your gaze. And notice the sensations of your hand connecting to your shoulder. If you want to, you can bring the other hand up and place it on the other shoulder. So there's this gentle embrace. Taking a breath in, letting it out with a sigh, relaxing the shoulders, feeling your hands on your shoulder, on your arm, and noticing the sensations. This is who I am. This is where I am, and I'm here. And you might say that to yourself. This is who I am. This is where I am, and I am here. And I invite you with curiosity to notice how and if that resonates in your body, how that lands today. Maybe it feels comforting, maybe it feels awkward or uncomfortable. Acknowledging your experience. No right or wrong, just building up the awareness. Acknowledging, this is who I am, this is where I am, and I'm here. Take a few more moments. Seeing if there are any sensations. Perhaps noticing if there are any images or thoughts popping up, or emotions coming through. And then we will blink our eyes open if they're closed. Wiggle the fingers, shake out the arms. You might have a really good shake out after this. Thank you so much for watching this video. If any part of this resonated with you today, or if you have any thoughts, comments or reflections, please do drop me a comment below and I will reply. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.